Hi there, Australia. Welcome to Athens, the birthplace of the Olympic Games and the beautiful Acropolis here behind me. But more importantly, have a look at this magnificent athletes, the finest athletes that our country has got. More gold medals than any other Olympic team. Absolutely fantastic. And I'd love you to meet them. Let's go and meet, first of all, the BMX Bandit.
And it looks like Bailey's got the gold medal. Brian Bailey.
Can you just, let's have a look at those eyes, because when we look into your face on the bike when you're ready to go, it's fearsome. You don't look so fearsome today. Why not?
Well, usually I'm actually sitting in the corner crying, so on the Olympics it's a bit of a change, so wanted to psych out the competition a bit, and I think they were a little bit scared.
I reckon they were, mate. And when they saw the leg speed, absolutely fantastic. Can we put our hands together for this young man? He is a true Aussie hero. Fantastic. And junk food freak, going from a junk food freak to the girl from central Queensland, Rocky, beef capital of the world. Do you eat the same type of food as your mate?
Oh, I reckon I eat the steak part of his meal, but that's about it.
Then Mears comes up to the line. The world record is gone. 33.952, and Mears is a champion.
What do you feel is so special about these medals that you've got around your neck?
Well, they were certainly unexpected. A lot of hard work went into getting these. My bronze was very important to me because I actually brought myself down in the semi-final and came back to win the bronze in the final, so that meant a lot to me. Also, my preparation for the next couple of years of racing, but, you know, to be the first person to go under 34 for the 500 and erase people like Felisa Ballinger from the record books was unbelievable. If I come away from this at 20 years of age with a gold and a bronze and a world record disappointed, I need a bit of a boot up the bum.
You do. Absolutely fantastic. She needs a boot up the bum. Susie, our shooter. Suze, tell us a little bit about your sport, double trap.
It's actually the single trap, but I also shot in the double trap as well.
You shot both?
Yeah, it's mostly just fast targets going away from you, and you're trying to get them as quick as you can. Bit of concentration too.
Pow!
And she does. Wonderful shooting in the end by Suzanne Bullock.
Tell me about your training now, because I believe that you have to train quite a long way from where you live, Orange. I suppose the celebrations in Orange were pretty big, eh?
Yeah, I've got to buy a new couch. There's too much champagne spilt all over it, I think.
In Orange?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell us about your travelling and what you did.
I work full-time for the Department of Ag in Orange, and
Yeah.
so to actually get to a gun club to practice, I have to travel about 4 hours to either Sydney or Canberra and spend a weekend there shooting. So I don't train that much, that's for sure.
Look, could you keep that quiet? There's a lot of swimmers here.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky to shoot us, I think.
I bet you guys would like to not train so much, eh? Over there, the old swimmers. Divers, let's go on. Chantal.
This is the moment. From Castlemaine, used to dive in Bendigo, then to Melbourne, now in Brisbane.
I notice as I'm walking through the diving quarters, there's a big photo of a little boy in there.
Yeah, that's my son, Jet. Put that up there on day one just to, you know, make sure everyone can see him, and, yeah, just put a little good luck message to everyone.
Has he been a bit of an inspiration to you?
Oh, definitely. I don't think I was enjoying diving quite as much before I had him as I am now. So I guess motherhood's made me enjoy it more.
Yeah, you gave diving away for a while.
Yeah, that's right. I gave it away for a year, or 7 months actually, which doesn't add up really. But Jet was 3 months premature, so I wasn't out as long as most pregnant people. But glad I'm back now, and certainly glad for Diving Australia, because we've done so well this trip.
Yeah, the diving has been a real success story. I think how many in the team?
There's 7 in the team.
7 and medals?
6 of us have won medals. So.
6, so that's a fantastic performance. Let's hear it for the divers. That's great. Ian, your best results ever at the Olympics, best personal results in terms of number of gold. I'm interested because you made a big choice to leave a coach to go to a young woman, Tracy Menzies, who's just done, in my opinion, an absolute fantastic job. I'd like to weave in amongst that and ask you a little bit about Trace, if I could.
Yeah, well, it was a very difficult decision that I made. I left the coach that I'd spent, the majority of my career with, Doug Frost, and, had to make a decision that was, probably going to influence the rest of my career. And, you know, that's a big move for me. And, you know, I did it with a little bit of uncertainty at first in making the decision to choose Tracy. But, you know, for whatever question mark I had there, I mean, that's been depleted over probably the first few months. And, you know, then I knew at that stage that I'd made the right decision. And, you know, throughout the whole last probably 2 years, I've been criticised, and even more so, Tracy's probably been criticised about what she isn't capable of doing. But, you know, I think we look at the results now, and it's quite clear for everyone to see that, you know, I've had a very successful meet and very successful Olympics, and, you know, all that credit goes straight back to my coach. And,
Yep.
I mean, I think that that's what she deserves, and hopefully now she'll get a little less slack than what she's copped in the past.
It's great. It was just absolutely fantastic. When you got the whole program from 100 metres through to 400 metres, from a swimming background myself, I thought, I don't think this kid can do this. I don't think he can train for the 100 and the 400. But
Yeah.
I got to take my hat off to you, Thorpe. It's amazing what you've done.
Well, from the 100 to the 400, they're like different sports.
Yes.
You know, how you use your body. But, you know, the more and more people like you kept on saying things like that, and not as a criticism that you can't do it, the more determined I was to actually swim well in those events.
Yeah.
And, you know, I made the decision that, you know, I can swim well in the 100 and I can still swim well in the 400. And I'm sticking with that, and that's, you know, what I'll be preparing for.
You're going
in
to
the
prepare
future.
for still keep doing the boat.
Well, I've decided that's what I want to do.
Oh, mate, I'll take my hat off.
There's
Let's
no
put our
reason
hands
why I
together
can't.
for that. That's fantastic. Keep going. I've interrupted you there.
That's
no
all right,
reason.
I'm done.
No, you're not done. Which event do you like best?
I love the 50 freestyle, but I suck at it. So, but you know, I'd love to be able to do that as well. But you know, I at this competition, I enjoyed my 100 the most, and you know, I enjoyed that. You know, I was really switched on and really focused for it, and you know, just kind of swam my own race, and you know, it all worked for me on that night.
If I can just go over to Craig, because we spoke about the 400, and without Craig's help, certainly, you wouldn't have the opportunity to do all those races. And Craig, I'm interested, I'm sure people are out there, what your feeling was when Ian won the 400, what your actual feeling was.
I guess just happiness for him. I guess we went on training camp together up in Arizona. I mean, we used to train together, but I've been down in Canberra for the past few years, and it's always good to go back and train with Ian and those guys, which I'll be doing when we move home. But seeing the work that he put in and knowing, you know, what him and Tracy have been through and the criticisms, and just, I guess, happiness and relief for both Ian and Tracy that he did the job.
Yeah. I would like to ask you one more, Ian, if you don't mind. Just because normally in the past, when you've won, you've gone, you know, you've looked up and you've just gone, so cool, mate, so cool, without any emotion at all. This time you won, and, mate, you nearly went nuts.
It was just, you know, in the 400, I mean, that was just pure emotion. That was something that, you know, uncontrollably, that's the way my body reacted. And, you know, because it's such a build-up, and this has been a build-up for 4 years. And that's what, you know, everyone got to see for a split second.
Yep.
And, you know, everyone gets to see what goes on the inside, you know, on the outside occasionally. And that was one of those moments. And the 200 was, you know, pretty similar to that. You know, I was really pumped that night because, you know, I was really having a good time, and I actually, as I turned around, I actually saw our team, and so I was just like, then I was just like, I was really pumped about it. So I got that reaction in that, and then in the 100, I was in lane 8, so it was like me looking up and down, trying to find where my name was to see where I came and what time I did. So, you know, I was happy with that race, and not too much of a reaction in that one.
Yeah. Loretta.
Laurie.
I want to give you a kiss.
She knows she's there as well. She knew she was coming. She knew she was coming here. Desperation on the face of Loretta Hallett.
Leading all the way on your own, coming down with 100 metres to go to get caught. What were your thoughts, you know, when you went in from the final bike to the run leg and you knew you were in front as you went out? Did you think you could hold on?
It's funny, actually, I don't know if I should admit this, but something that did kind of flash through my mind was, I remember at Sydney, the gold medalist got to sit in first class on the way home, and I thought, oh, you beauty, I might I might get a chance to sit up the front. but unfortunately.
Ask Coatsy now while you're on it.
No, I mean, my legs really started to go on me the last lap in the run. I think everyone could see that. But, you know, it was a matter of I just was trying to focus and hold it together and get to that finish line as quick as I could.
That's great. And for young kids out there, what's your message?
I was only talking to my dad, you know, last week and saying to him, no matter what happens, Dad, thanks for getting me involved in sport, because it's just made me who I am, and it's such a big part of my life, and it's helped to build the person I am today, and, you know, it's just great. Sport's super.
OK, Naomi, it's back to you. But meanwhile, I believe you've got a package of our athletes like you've never seen before.
Yes, that's true, and a little Olympic greatness for many of our medal-winning athletes. But where did it all begin? Well, tonight we take a special look at some of the athletes in their early days, well before they took the path that would lead them to Olympic glory.
They were doing BMX, and we were sitting watching the Atlanta Olympics, and track cycling happened to be on, and I said to, I think both Ryan and Christine, you know, you could do that.
Even computer games, he would, him and his mates would sit down and play computer games, and they'd go off home, and he'd still sit there, and he'd go and go and go until
Make
he
sure
had
he
it
beats
all worked
you.
out, and they could never beat him.
I know we've had school teachers in the past say, you know, you have to come to school, you're not going to get anywhere riding your bikes. And sure enough, Olympic gold, and I mean, the whole of Australia's behind him. So he's got there doing what he loves to do, and that's riding his bike.
Ryan Bailey giving it his best shot onto the shoulder of the world champion as they come off the bank. Now, who's got the speed to the line? And it looks like Bailey's got the gold medal.
Yeah, he's worked very hard for what he's got now, for those gold medals. There's a lot of blood, sweat and tears have been put into those.
When I saw Chantal, I knew that she was something special. She was very competitive. She was very keen to be perfect. And she had a mission in life, and it was towards a goal for success in the future.
Oh, great dive from Chantal. She's just so strong.
We had to travel 300 k's a day so she could train. She used to say to me, Mum, if you don't take me to training, I'm going to hitchhike or I'll walk there. You know, even if she had an injury, she still wanted to go.
This is the moment. And a pretty good moment too.
I think she's achieved what she set out to achieve. I think it was appropriate for Chantal to win that first individual gold medal at the Olympics. She was the first Australian to win a world title medal, the first Australian to win a goodwill medal, first Australian to win a gold Commonwealth Games medal. So it was appropriate as far as I was concerned. She deserved to get that.
She's the first Australian woman to win an individual event at the Olympic Games.
Hi, I'm Ian Thorpe and from Mulpera Public School, and I'm representing New South Wales in swimming.
Ian, would you believe how many years ago would it have been? 7?
6.
6 years ago, was allergic to chlorine and couldn't swim with his head in the water because he used to get bronchial pneumonia.
I can remember him back when he was about 8. I guess I said to a few coaches, I said, look out for this guy because he's very special. You know, and I'd seen a lot of kids come through over the years, but I said, this guy's got something very special. I had one or two before, but they didn't go on with it. Not to the extent that he did.
I won 5. 5 awards. They were in the 100 metres freestyle, 200 metres IM, 50 metres backstroke, 50 metres breaststroke, 50 metres freestyle. That's it.
It was about the age of 12 that I noticed that he definitely had, you know, abilities far beyond any of the other 12-year-olds. And so he went on to develop from there.
They look at you and they say that there's a guaranteed swimmer for the Olympics, but it isn't like that. I've still got to put in the hard yards and I've got to be mentally focused and all those kind of things.
World champion at 15.
The torpedo, the 16-year-old from Milpera is at the 15-metre rope. He's looking at another world record. World record Sunday, world record Monday. Will it be a world record on Tuesday? He comes down to touch. Yes! Oh, yes! He's done it!
Nobody knows what the future is, and he can only do what he's doing now.
Representing Australia, Ian Paul.
Regardless of his success, he still trained harder than anybody else that I've ever known.
Yes, look at them now. And after the break, we'll go back to Athens as our finest athletes share more of their Olympic. Take you back to the Olympic City where our athletes are battling the blistering 40-degree heat to share their triumphs with us here in Australia. And here, once again, our Master of Ceremonies, Laurie Lawrence.
I'm going to ask the question. Everyone, put your hands up if you're in line for Beijing. Come on, mate. Tom can't get...
As they cross the line, gold for Australia. Fantastic row.
5 times Olympian. 3 gold medals at separate different Olympics, and there's only a few people, a handful of people ever to achieve this. James Tompkins, put your hands together. He's the man. He's the man. Let me tell you, how long can you keep doing this?
I was having a chat with a couple of the cyclists before, and it's you know, whilst you're still able to go well, it's almost a shame to stop. Well, what a midlife crisis. You know, it's something to do that, you know, it's just been such a huge part of my life that, you know, you get to go away with your best mates, represent your country and go well. And, I mean, there's not much better that you can do than that, I think.
In this Olympic experience, how do you feel the whole team's gone, not just the rowers, but, I mean, do you get to mix and mingle? And
Yeah, absolutely. Doing a bit of mixing recently. I mean, the whole team is, I don't know, it's whether it's, yeah, it's a real snowball effect. I mean, you know, even John Coates didn't think we would go as well as we did in Sydney, and we've surpassed that. So, you know, whether since '88, I remember, you know, Duncan Armstrong winning the medal then, and you know, I don't know, was that the only gold then, or we got a couple others?
No, there was a couple of. Debbie Flintoff-King won the gold.
Yeah, but then coming through, like each year, it's just getting better and better. So, you know, Beijing will be up there with the States, I think.
We will?
Maybe. It's up to you guys.
What about you? You're going to keep going for us?
Well,
you've got to stay involved in the sport somehow.
Oh, I'll stay involved in the sport. I don't know whether I'll keep competing. I mean, it's a nice way to finish if I decided to finish, but you know, it would also be nice to go through to Beijing. And you know, my wife, she loves it. She's having a ball over here and said, just keep going as long as you like. So
has she got the credit card?
She goes right on that too.
It's all been worth it, Jane Saville. 4 long years for that Olympic medal.
What was going through your mind as you were out there? Because we know your heartbreak and that happened, and the whole country shared that with you. But this time they shared your elation.
Well, I think I was a lot more confident in my ability this time, and just to mix it with the best girls and to race them, and I wasn't receiving as many cautions and warnings this time. So, you know, I was right up there to the death of the race, and I couldn't have gone any harder. Like everybody here saying today, they did their best and they couldn't have done any more. And the last 1 kilometre climb up to the stadium was really tough for me, but I had a lot.
And we've got the relay team, part of the magnificent medley relay team, and 2 members of the freestyle relay team that broke the world record. Between them, they've got a swag full of gold. What's your greatest memory from being here?
Probably seeing Jodie finish the 4x1 freestyle relay and seeing our lane have a #1 next to it was just amazing for me. I've always wanted to be an Olympic gold medalist, and to do it at my first Olympics has just made everything a lot easier, I guess. But also the medal presentation was just amazing. Some people who saw it might have seen that I kind of lost it and started bawling, but what can you do?
Start bawling.
Yeah, exactly.
Jodie looks like she's a winner. Jodie Henry's in front, and she's going to do it again. Yes, she does.
I'm sure the whole country, when they saw you going out to race that 100-metre final, Inga de Bruin, you know, the hype there, and the way you kept laughing, everyone thought you were at the local meet.
Yeah, yeah. I just, like...
What, was there a joke going on there or
No!
something?
Oh, well, all these guys are trying to make me laugh and keep me happy and everything. But yeah, I just had to laugh because, you know, what else can you do? Like, you're at the Olympics and the crowd's just going psycho. It's just unbelievable how weird the feeling is. And then Inga tried to stare me down, and you just have to laugh at it because it's just...
She tried to stare you down?
Yeah, she's like staring at me behind the blocks and giving me, you know, some looks. I saw it out of the corner of my eye and it's like, oh, stop it. I don't care.
Stop it?
No, stuff it.
Oh, stuff it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you said. I was trying to do it.
Yeah.
But we really have enjoyed you, and we've really enjoyed everyone, because what I was saying to some people in the bus on the way here, that you're really in the entertainment industry now, aren't you?
Yeah, it seems to be that sport is, you know, it's really big in Australia now, between football and, you know, Olympics this year and, like, cricket. Just, you know, every sport in Australia is watched, and, yeah, it's really good.
It's great.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you want to say to anyone out there? I mean, I ran into the Jodie Henry fan club there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where?
At the Olympics. And the Alice Mills and Jodie Henry fan club. They were all there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you know you...
Oh, our families?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, our family.
I thought that was an actual...
Duh.
I'm like, we have a fan club? No, yeah. My parents were there. I had my parents, my auntie and uncle, and my cousin and my sister there supporting me. And, yeah, Alice had her sister and mum and dad, yeah. So it was good. We had lots of people there in the crowd, you know, and we knew that no matter how we swam in the pool, they'll, you know, love us at the end of the day. And
that's important, isn't it?
It is. It's very important.
Yep. What have you been doing to let your hair down since the event's finished?
Sleeping. Partying. Just taking it easy. Sleeping. Watching.
Sleeping, watching?
Massages.
Oh, massages.
Supporting all the other Aussies to gold. Hanging out with my family.
Just celebrating.
I saw you at the hockey last night.
Celebrating with others.
Enjoying the atmosphere.
Yeah, getting out and swallow the others.
And going dancing.
Dancing? You want to give us a move or two here now?
No.
Is she good on the dance floor?
Yes.
Ah, there's a new line coming out here, eh? What about you, Gian?
Again, with Alice and Jodie.
The three of you have been out dancing. Ian, there's your mic.
Only off that damn alarm clock.
All right. Over to your mate there.
Going to the islands.
You've been to the islands? All right. Seen anything interesting on the island? Can you divulge what you've seen on the island?
What happens on the island stays on the island.
Well said. What about you?
Went to the hockey. I went to the hockey with Lude. We haven't had a chance to go out yet because the divers are still going, so tonight's our night.
Now, here I have a party girl, because she finished early in the week, and this woman has been everywhere. All right, here's your chance. What have you done? Where have you been?
I've been to just about every event that I could possibly get to celebrate with Aussies. I've been to just about every party you could go to, and I've slept in a lot.
And here is the shopping queen. I'm handing over to Anna.
We went on an alcoholic shopping spree. Any shop that offered us a beer, we bought something in.
Fantastic. And here's another man who I know hasn't been on an alcoholic shopping spree, because he's a total teetotaler. Total teetotaler.
Yeah, whatever. No, I haven't been on any parties or anything yet, because the media won't leave me alone, because they seem to think I've done something special. So as soon as this is over, I might actually go out and get drunk for the second time in my life.
The boys have told me you don't touch alcohol. You're the designated driver every time you go out.
It's because I love driving cars.
Did you speak to Brocky about getting down and getting in one of those fast jobs he's got?
Actually, I did. He wouldn't leave our pit, so I had to talk to him.
Was he the only one in there?
Hey, yeah. Actually, I got on the track for one of the races. I handed him my drink, did the race, come back. He was still holding my drink. And I got back and went, oh, thanks, Brocky. How's it going?
That's great. Well, I'll tell you one of the interesting things that I saw when you race, son. Why do you always do a wheelie at the end of the race?
Because it gets the crowd on their feet.
Okay. The other thing I noticed in a BMX background, I've never seen any other track cyclists do it, just play as they go around, just kicking their wheel out at the back. Why do you do that sort of thing?
Because it's so boring when we're going that slow that I have to do something.
He's unreal, this kid. He's unreal. Australia, let's say good night or good afternoon or whatever it is from all your athletes. Let's say a big hello and a goodbye to everyone in Australia. Waving and hooray, Australia. We'll be home pretty soon. We'll bring all these champions. We're bringing bags and bags and bags and bags of gold. And more importantly, we're bringing people home that have got a total pride in their country. They've done their best for us. And I'd like to thank them personally. Thanks, guys. It's just wonderful what you've done. Thanks a lot.